Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now, Bitcoin has just confirmed a new bullish divergence on the 8-hour chart, while Ethereum has been playing out this short-term bullish divergence, which I'll talk about later in the video, so definitely stick around. First of all, just before getting into the Bitcoin part of this video, I'll quickly let you know that there's currently a 100 USDT airdrop happening over at Pionex if you simply complete the requirements. And obviously, I'll make sure to include all of the details to this in the description down below and in the pinned comment if you want to check that out and claim some free money. But anyway, now getting into the Bitcoin part of this video, this is on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, the price of Bitcoin is obviously still finding resistance at this level at around 27,500. And as for support, we still have this significant area of support sitting in between approximately 24,000 to 25,000. And as for the daily Bitcoin price oscillators, these are still looking relatively neutral because the RSI is essentially flat alongside the MACD. This is also very flat, showing very low momentum to either direction at the moment on the daily time frame, which is quite neutral for the price. But anyway, if you zoom into the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, technically speaking, we still have this active bearish price target at around 24.1k because we have not yet seen the invalidation for this break to the downside from this symmetrical triangle pattern. Because once again, as I've been saying almost every day over the last 1 to 2 weeks, the invalidation for this break to the downside for this pattern would be a break back above 27.5k with confirmation, which as of right now, we have not yet seen. So this simply means this bearish price target, once again at around 24.1k, is still currently active. But with that being said, there's not necessarily a strict amount of time where the price needs to complete that price target. And so obviously, even though we do have an active bearish price target at the moment, the price in the imminent short term, for example, could see some neutral price action or even some slight bullish price action, kind of like just here. We saw obviously some slight bounces here before seeing further bearish price action later on in the somewhat shorter term. And this could also be the case now that we have confirmed an 8-hour bullish divergence here on the Bitcoin chart, because obviously we have lower lows in the price in the 8-hour candle closes, but we currently have confirmed higher lows in the 8-hour Bitcoin RSI. And so once again, this is simply a bullish divergence telling us that we are due to see reduced bearish momentum, at least in the shorter term, which on the 8-hour chart usually means for at least a few days. So essentially here on the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, over the next few days, around 2 to 4 days or so, I would expect reduced bearish momentum, meaning either some choppy sideways price action or a slight bullish recovery. But it is important to mention that this does not necessarily invalidate that bearish price target all by itself, because once again, in order to invalidate that bearish price target, we would need to see a confirmed breakout back above 27.5k. So basically, the situation right now for Bitcoin in the shorter term is that we still have an active bearish price target, but we're due to see a pause from that bearish price action in the short term. And this is not only because we do have that active bullish divergence here on the 8-hour chart, it's also because the price is of course running into this area of support where we are due to see a bit of a bounce from. And obviously, so far, we have currently seen a small bounce in the price of Bitcoin in the short term from this area of support, which is sitting in between around 26.2k to around 26.6k. And as for resistance on the 8-hour chart, we have this price range in between 27.3k to 27.7k. And now, if you're zooming into the 1-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously, I mentioned in my last video that we do have an active bullish divergence here on the 1-hour chart, meaning that I would not be expecting any sort of bearish price action in the imminent short term. And instead, I said in my last video that I would be expecting either some choppy sideways price action or a slight bullish recovery, which is exactly what we have seen over the last 1 day. And now, typically, these small patterns on the 1-hour chart only last for around a day or so before they basically fade away. But remember, even though this pattern might might not be too reliable on the 1 hour chart anymore because we've already played this out, we now have a larger bullish divergence currently active on the 8 hour chart. So I would continue to expect more of this type of price action potentially over the next few days. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video, this is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and right now the price of ETH is still running into this area of support in between around 1770 to 1820. And if the price of ETH actually confirms a break below 1770, then in that case we have this area of support in between around 1650 to 1.7k. And as for the daily Ethereum price oscillators, at the moment these are still looking relatively neutral because first of all, the daily Ethereum RSI is essentially chopping around sideways as it has been doing over the last 1 week, while the daily Ethereum MACD is also looking very flat. Even though it has recently confirmed a bullish cross, the momentum at the moment is still quite flat, which is very neutral for the price action, pointing towards some choppy sideways price action here on the daily time frame. But obviously, even though it might look like choppy sideways price action on the daily chart, if you zoom into smaller time frames, that choppy sideways price action becomes bullish and bearish trends. Obviously, that smaller price action here on the larger time frames becomes enlarged on smaller time frames. So that's why I talk about short-term bullish and bearish trends within larger trends on larger time frames. And now if you zoom into the 8-hour ETH to US dollar chart, obviously over the last 1 to 2 days, we have seen a perfect bounce from this level of support sitting at around 1760. And in fact, right now, the price of ETH is currently approaching this price range of resistance, sitting in between around 1830 to 1860 approximately. And so at least as of right now, while the price of ETH is still chopping around in between this level of support and this area of resistance, obviously we are still essentially in a sideways price range, looking relatively neutral in terms of the trend and momentum. And this is also backed up by the 8-hour Ethereum price oscillators, which once again are looking very neutral at the moment. But if you zoom into an even smaller time frame like this 1 hour ETH to US dollar chart, obviously over the last 1 day or so, we have seen a bullish recovery in the imminent short term due to this active bullish divergence, which I did talk about in my last video. But remember, it is important to understand that these smaller patterns and signals on the smaller time frames typically don't last as long as larger signals and patterns on larger time frames. So I wouldn't necessarily expect this bullish divergence to continue to play out much longer. And instead, I'd be focusing on this area of resistance for the price to potentially run into and possibly experience a small rejection like what we've seen time and time again over the last 2 weeks or so. But anyway, if you want to know how to maximize your profits in crypto, no matter if the price is going to the upside, to the downside, or simply chopping around sideways, then make sure to watch these videos popping up right here on your screen. The video in the top left shows you how to make money no matter what direction the price is going using AI, and the video in the bottom left shows you how to make money in a choppy sideways price range. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.